you know, as a business, we're more on impact. So that means we're also more on impact whenever we're looking at where we're going. But a good day where I'm fully focused, yeah.
This program is rated PG. Content carried in here may be watched by everyone. However, parental guidance is advised.
Hello guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Fashion Diaries with me, your host Ashley Asachi. Well, they say you can spot a fashion guru or a fashion victim through their sense of and their choice of handbag. Well, we have an entrepreneur with us in studio who is battling out some of Kenya's biggest fashion brands as she produces leather products which are sourced and made locally. Yes, you heard that right. Chelsea is with me today as she gives us an exciting conversation about her leather product and about her leather brand. Karibu sana, Chelsea.
Asante sana.
How are you since the last time we met on Jazz and Fashion Expo?
We've been growing, trying to thrive in this floods and whatever's happening in the world right now. But yeah, we are growing.
See you. Tell our audience all about Chelsea and all about Nekoyta brand.
Chelsea is the creative designer and the founder of Nekoyta Leather. Nekoyta Leather is a leather business that aims to incorporate Maasai accessories in it. So that's purely what we do at Nekoyta Leather.
Nekoyta Leather. And I'm eager to know why the term and why the title Nekoyta Leather.
Nekoyta actually battled with the term because I wanted something African, something Maasai, considering the heritage. And when I was looking through the names, Nekoyta stood out. Nekoyta is actually my middle name. But the term or the spelling of Nekoyta is different from my name. So I derived Nekoyta with a Y because that's how my dad calls me. So looking at even the meaning means all beautiful, all beautiful. So it just seemed right to pick Nekoyta.
Oh, fantastic. And Nekoyta, you have been in the market producing lavish products. Tell us some of the products that you produce as Nekoyta Leather.
We do the executive bags. That's the ladies' bags that can do a laptop. We do a mini tote. We call it the branch bag. It's a smaller version of the big bag. And then we do the ladies' wallet, which also it's a passport holder. So you can put your passport in and travel with it. And we do the men's wallet. We do sandals. We do sandals too. And we're branching slowly. We're branching. That's the beauty with business. You move to the next portfolio once you've set your foot in the market.
And I'm eager. I'm sure even our audience is actually eager. Why you actually wanted to base your products only on leather?
One, I'd say it's mainly because of my background, where I come from. Leather is one of our livelihoods. So leather and beadwork both separately are part of our livelihoods. And when I started looking into leather, I actually didn't anticipate to move into beadwork almost immediately. I looked into leather, I researched on it, trying to find the best suppliers, so when I wanted to now begin leather work, something in me said, what about, you know, the impact of Nekoyta leather? What would the impact of Nekoyta leather be? Because let's be honest, leather bags exist.
They do.
A lot. There's a lot of businesses on leather, but then when I was looking into what makes Nekoyta different, the beadwork stood out. So it was just almost like a no-brainer to pick both leather and beadwork. But they're also because they're mainly my livelihoods where I come from.
Speaking of you incorporating beadwork on your designs, are there any other materials that you incorporate as Nekoyta leather
Um,
in
for
your
example,
products?
that is now to come. I will be shooting my foot if I said it right now. But yes, we're looking into moving into different portfolios that do not necessarily need leather. Yeah.
How long have you been in the market?
Nekoyta leather began late last year. In terms of now doing the orders, doing the sales late last year. So yeah, we're fresh in the market, but we're here to take
Take us
over.
through, I want you to take us through an order. You've received an order from a client. Take us through the process until it actually becomes a success.
It actually, okay, so the process takes 2 weeks, and the process starts by the design, doing the design work. After the design work and the approval with the artisans in terms of whether this is possible or not, we source leather. After we source leather, we check the quality, which we cut the leather. After cutting the leather, we send samples for bidding back home. And then the sample that remains, we start crafting it into, like, we do a whole mock-up of a bag. So until the beadwork comes, we've already done the lining of the leather. So when the beadwork comes, now we stitch it on the outer leather, and then we stick the outer leather with the inward the inward lining, and then we finish it up, basically polish it up, and then it's ready for delivery.
Taking me through the stages, it looked like it should have taken more than even 2 weeks.
Yeah, if in all honesty, if you have a dedicated artisan who's dedicated to your business, 2 weeks is the proper timing for getting the products ready.
And going through your profile as Nekoyta Leather, I see you come up once in a while with different and new collections. The names are very hard to pronounce.
Yeah.
Enkidai collection. What is usually the major differences between the different collections that you come up with once in a while?
So yeah, I decided to do Maasai names for collections, and how we come up with these names is mainly due to the process of making. So for example, and sometimes it's even the feeling, the gut feeling as a founder. You feel, what do you want it to represent? So the first collection was Entito, and then Entito was just basically girl, you know. We just wanted to have something for women and ladies. And then the second collection is called Nasieko. Nasieko is a name for someone who does things in a hurry. And if I remember that collection, that name derives from the process of creation, because the process of creation was not necessarily done in a hurry, but it was exceedingly done in a way I didn't expect. So that what inspired the name. So yeah, basically I'd say it's the process, and for example the gut feeling of what, when I look at these bags, what do I see? Yeah, it's like naming a baby. Yeah, when you see a baby, you either name a baby before you name a baby once you've met the baby. So yeah.
Is there a difference in design in how you style and make a Nasieko as opposed to other collections?
Yeah, so if I'm to compare the first collection, which was called Entito, and the second, which was called Nasieko, the Entito had a red shuka. So it had a red shuka incorporated in the bag, and then the Nasieko one had a blue shuka. So that is also some of the variations between collections. Yeah.
And when you think of coming up with a new style, let's say of the sandals, of the handbag, what usually inspires the style and the choice of a beadwork that you actually incorporate on your designs?
That's actually one question I marvel myself, because when you look, I wouldn't say the creativity comes to me. Some things are divine. So I believe the creativity was divine also in terms of creating the design work. It was truly divine. And then being able to just be connected with the people who can match what you had envisioned for the brand. I'd say that I think divine connections and work happened. Yes, because creativity wise, I wouldn't say that's my work. I was just used as a vessel to write. Yeah.
She was just used as a vessel.
Yeah, God
How,
used me as a vessel, I'd say
ah,
that.
fantastic. And
Yeah.
how has the reception been in the market for the different collections that you've actually had?
It's actually been taken very well. Clients text me immediately, they get the bags and they're like, I love the bag. And then I'd meet people in forums or events and they have the bag and I'm still in awe. Their friends who see other people with my bags and they're like, I saw da 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 so and so with your bag, you know, congratulations for getting out there. Even in spaces I actually didn't think we'd get there. So yeah. It actually feels really nice.
I'm imagining you seeing someone in your product or someone in an event with Nekoyta leather product. It's actually a thrill to you.
Yeah.
Now, for you, you've told me that officially you started it late last year. How has been the entrepreneurial journey till date for Nekoyta leather as a brand?
We were very keen on haba na haba, starting small. So one of the things we've seen is the growth, moving from 10 orders to so 15 orders, 20 orders. Like we've seen the growth. And then, but then as an entrepreneur, you also see months that are a bit down and you accept them because either there's external factors to it. So I'd say it's a journey with its ups and downs, but I think you just have to be grateful in whatever season you're in because even if you're down, there's always a season where you come out. Yeah.
Chelsea, take me through a day of Chelsea as an entrepreneur, as the person behind Nekoyta leather brand. I want you to take me through a whole day of yours.
Okay. I think first and foremost you wake up and you read your emails, and then after the emails it's like reviewing the website, reviewing social media, and then after that I think it's when you look at your quarterly plans. This, I'd be lying if this was every day. But a good day, where I'm fully focused.
Definitely, you have to focus on the good days.
So you look into the plans where in terms of, for example, if they're quarterly, monthly, and then you look into, I have a social media manager actually, so we usually get in touch also to, for example, either plan for content or look into the various ways we can either improve social media or, you know, focus on where should we focus on mainly. And then yeah, I think that the rest of the day will be being online, reviewing, researching, you know, looking through what the other competitors are doing. You know, I think mainly research takes most of my time.
And you've spoken about research and looking at how competitive other leather firms are competitive in the market. So how do you as Nekoyta leather brand stay relevant and also stay competitive in the market? Because I'm sure there are so many other firms, people producing leather products. How do you remain competitive in the market?
First and foremost, we established our niche. So one of the things we are very keen on is not falling behind that niche. And then I think the aspect of beadwork and Masai incorporation creates a whole new level towards our bags or our brand. And then also, I think for me, I'm more keen on the sustainability of the business rather than just the, oh, we sell leather, oh, we do this. Because for me, the sustainability to this particular brand is being able to take this money back home, being able to support the women who do the beadwork, support the artisans, being able to just take whatever we get from Nekoyta leather back to our community. That is where I'd say my main focus or my main vision and impact would be for Nekoyta as compared to looking at our competitors and thinking we can run the same race with them. Yeah.
And even still dwelling on the same point of being competitive in the market, so I'm sure some of my audience here don't have an idea of how to differentiate between real and genuine leather as opposed to fake leather. Maybe you can highlight some of that to us.
Yeah, one of the very easy ways to look into how to get to know whether leather is real is even by scratching it. Leather, when you put a single scratch, it's very visible as compared to synthetic. Synthetic, you don't see anything. And the other thing with leather is the malleability, where it can shift and in a way that you can even see the changes as compared to synthetic. One of the beauties actually with leather is it's a product that grows with you regardless of the scars. If anything, we say the scars tell your story. It's either ulibeba ikagwaruzo na sengenge, you will remember that sengenge because you see the scar. In as much as we polish it and it goes away, but you see it's a bag that grows and evolves with you. So yeah, mostly I think the scars tell between the real leather and the synthetic leather.
And it also doesn't burn.
Yes.
Doesn't tear easily as well.
Water does not spoil it. Yes.
So that's the reason why you should purchase such products, for you not to keep on and repetitively buying a leather bag in a raruka, in a barn. So that's the beauty of buying such genuine leather. So tell us some of your highlights as Nekoyta leather, maybe good or bad, some of the major highlights that you've had as Nekoyta leather.
I'd speak of the good highlights. I think the first highlight will be the first sale.
Tell us about that.
That'll be
when was it? How many sales did you actually make?
One of so the first day I left the factory, I had 3 sales to deliver. I hadn't done like a lot, or, you know, like a lot of quantity. I just wanted to try out with less. And on the first day, the day I left the factory, I left having packed 3 bags. And then after that, it took us just a week and a half to sell out the entire collection.
All the 3?
So not the 3, the 3 was the first batch. So the rest of the collection, it took us just a week and a half to sell. So I think selling the first collection will be one of my major highlights. I think my other major highlight is having to go to events like, for example, the Jazz and Fashion event, and having models work with the product. That was a very, very nice highlight. And I think being able to just connect with people about leather and beadwork at personal spaces, at, you know, corporate spaces, I think that's also some of the highlights.
Hope you are enjoying this conversation, and with that, we are taking a short commercial break, but don't you go far, we'll be right back with so much more.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more, only on Law Matters.
speaking them in corporate spaces,
Spaces,
and
yes, yes,
spaces.
yes.
How is the reception? How is the reception usually like?
Sorry to
In
cut
telling them, in
you.
telling them just about Nekoyta leather in
Yeah.
those corporate spaces that you've talked about, how do they receive your products in the market?
They receive it very well. I think I've met people who've wanted to partner, and those are still people we are in talks with. So I think I'd say meeting. I think the whole aspect of having beadwork and supporting the Maasai people, that's something that's really, I think, very people are passionate about these things, and meeting people with the same passion has always been something very exciting, and they've always taken it very well. Most people actually approach me rather than the other way, where I was meant to be the ones approaching people. So yeah.
And I'm curious to ask, why is leather usually so expensive? Because you can get a leather bag that goes for actually 30,000, 40,000. Why is leather generally so expensive?
Expensive. It's because of the durability. You see, when you buy a leather product, that's a product you have for life, as compared to, for example, you buy cheap synthetic leather, and within 1 year, 2 years, it's already chipped out. So usually, when you buy leather, you should see it as an investment, in the sense that you're putting into something that is going to be with you for a long time. You know, for example, you can either give it to your children, you know, and then one thing we have actually in Nekoyta leather, because we also understand that people don't necessarily need to keep things forever. One of our aims in sustainable fashion is we have a what's it called? We have a product or a solution called Nekoyta, where after 5 years, if you've bought our product, after 5 years you can bring it to us and we trade it off. So we give you a newer design, you give us the older, because you see the old one to us is still very valuable. Sorry, it's still very valuable. So when you trade it off, you know, you go with that newer design that you go with it for another 5 years, and then, you know, it just keeps it running. Or, I mean, leather is recyclable and very durable. So I'm not shocked that it's expensive.
Expensive. How will for the neck care? How are you able to know that those are your clients through the branding on your products? All your products on the Nekoyta leather?
Yeah, so the branding and then also the design work will be able to know.
That I've never heard of that. That's a very interesting fact. So
Yeah.
you have to have stayed with the
The
product for at
product.
least how long?
5 years. 5 years. We say 5 years because with 5 years you've moved around with the bag, you know, you've changed it up with some, you know, yeah. So with 5 years, we pick 5 years because we feel like 5 years is a standard time for someone to stay with a bag. And mostly, not just, even the synthetic ones, it chips off at like 2 years, and then you keep it in some storage until you figure out what to do. You know, so 5 years is like the standard time where we believe our product, you'll have used our product properly in a way that it's still fine, it's still new, and then I'll bring it to us for a newer design. We also offer polishing services, by the way, in the middle of the 5 years. So you see, this is a service that
Free of charge or at a fee?
at a fee, at a fee, yeah, at a fee. Because maybe after 1 year, within 1 year, we are fine to do it free, but after a year, we charge a particular fee for the polishing services.
Interesting. So you mentioned that you actually showcase your products in pop-up markets such as jazz and fashion. Are there any other forums that you market yourself in? Or it can be social media, it could be referrals. Are there any other platforms that you use to actually get people to know about Nekoyta leather?
Yeah, we're currently in website and social media. It's Instagram. We try, because you see, with the events, we are very skeptical about all events. So we select events. We have a basis of choosing what type of events to go for. And like jazz and fashion, we loved it because it was in the sense of what exactly we aspire to do. So I think events such as jazz festivals are events we are looking out for.
I'm interested. Why are you skeptical in displaying or being a vendor in other events that maybe require pop-up vendors or their pop-up markets? Why are you skeptical in showcasing such?
Because with some, I'm not saying this is what they do, But you see, when you're considering a pop-up, most people have done it as an income generating facility, which is not bad. But you see, as a vendor, once it's like business sour, I've given you the money, but do you still care about the business that we get between the two of us? You see, with something like jazz and fashion, that's someone I'll support all through because I saw the passion, I saw the value, I was getting, or the value she puts in us as a business, So I think for me, I'm very keen on, okay, you're a pop-up, fine. What value as a business am I getting from you? And then let's gauge, that particular value. So that's how we actually select. And that's why we say we are skeptical. It's because we just don't want to cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out. As I said, for us, we're more on impact. As a business, we're more on impact. So that means we're also more on impact whenever we're looking at where we're going. Yeah.
And I've loved the way I've noticed two things from our conversation so far. The fact that you are very patriotic in terms that you want to give back to your community in making the beadwork, and also as you have said on you actually choose the events you want to go to because you actually see the passion. I know why you want and you are interested. You are always interested in doing jazz and fashion because it actually also relates to fashion.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, that's a very very interesting.
Yes.
Tell us some of the challenges that you face as a brand holistically so far.
First and foremost, being a leather bag business, I think one of the challenges we are faced with is people would very much or fastly consider synthetic leather because it's cheap. It's not easy for someone to remove as big as an investment of 13, 15,000 to your business when they can get a 5,000 bag or a cheaper bag, So that's, I think, one of the challenges we're faced with. But we're not worried about that because then we know, for someone who knows the value of leather, they know. We've gotten clients who just know. You tell them the price and they're actually like, you're way cheaper in the market, So I will say that will be the main challenge we have, but it does not scare us as much, if I'm to be truly honest. Yeah.
How is it sourcing the leather products from the tannery and all for you?
I feel like these guys should be supported more. I don't know if it's a government that should support them more, or I'm not sure, because I think for me it's one of the things starting the business I would have loved to do is support my local tannery, the one in Narok, but getting the products is not as consistent, so I have had to promote people outside of Narok, and I would have loved to do it in Narok. So I think, if getting the leather can be a bit frustrating sometimes because they're either out of production, and not just them, even the ones outside of Narok. It's either they're out of production, or so we've had a collection that the type of leather we sourced was way different in texture. They're the same mark, serial number, something, but then in terms of texture and everything, they're different. And yeah, it was a bit frustrating because you see now, if you've imagined to use a particular texture and you're getting something different, yeah. So I think, yeah.
Did you actually end up using the texture that
I had to, because you see, I had to sell the bags. I had to give the bags to the owners. Yeah, it's just that I told them. So one of the things we noticed is with that particular kind of bag, we had to focus more on polish. You see, now for clients like those, when they call us for polishing, like in the midst of 1 year, we're not shocked because you see, we expect those are some of the risks we took into account when we were selling those bags.
What brands or rich people, what companies, what rich people would you like to work with, or maybe you have even worked with them?
I would love. I'm working with Maasai women. I think I would love for more. I'd love to work in the future. I'd love to work with NGOs who are supporting the livelihoods for these women. I'd love to work for self-help groups, because you see, for example, if women got together, or artisans, even youths, got together and said, we're opening, somewhere to sew things, somewhere to do beadwork. Those are some of the organizations I'd be very much happy to work and collaborate with. Yeah.
How can people, for the general public, how can they find your products? Online, physically, abroad? Do you actually export your products?
Yes, we do. But we've exported on personal basis, not corporate basis. But you can find us online. We're majorly online. We have our website, Nekoyta Leather website. We're also on social media. On Instagram, we are at Nekoyta Leather, Nekoyta_leather. Those are the two channels you can find us abruptly. Yes.
And looking at your product, different designs have different pricing. What impacts the pricing that you put on different products? Because you can find for example, your brown bag has a different pricing in the red one, a brown one. What usually impacts the pricing of your products?
With the pricing, it's actually size, and also, for example, the work being done to that particular bag. Because to a bag that has a lot of materials, in terms of leather materials, then the bag will go high in price, as compared to a bag with a lesser leather material. So those are some of the factors that determine the size and the materials.
We have really dwelled on the bags. Talk to us about the bracelets that you actually also make.
Yeah, so actually with the bracelet and the Maasai accessories, we don't do them. So for us, it's the people who support us in beadwork. These are their main livelihoods. For us, they do this for us on the side or as an additional. But the main livelihoods is the Maasai beadwork. So what we do is we incorporate their work to us. We actually don't look at marking up a higher profit now. We just look at being able to give them that portfolio to sell, and we're able to give them back their money once they've sold.
And they're all based in Naro?
Yes, all based in
Interesting.
Naro.
That's such an interesting thing that I have said and I have repeated of how patriotic Chelsea
Yeah,
is
we're
to our local.
we're looking at sustainability and community involvement and empowerment. That's our major value for Nekoyta Leather.
What's the future of Nekoyta Leather, as you say?
In all honesty, being able to work with in a way that these women can see that they've been empowered because of us. I think that's the future. But God willing, we'll open the stores. We'll do shipping abroad more oftenly. I think looking at the future of Nekoyta is still bright. We still have room to dream, so I'm actually excited for that.
And I love it. I want you to look at that camera and tell people where they can find you on social media if they want to order any of your products, any of the handbags, any of the wallets, such a variety of products. I want you to look at that camera and tell them where they can actually find you on socials. And even your website. You can also share your website.
So you can actually find us and DM us. Feel free to reach out to us on Instagram. We are called Nekoyta Leather. Also in our website, you can reach out by saying www.nekoytaleather.co.ke, and feel free to make an order. Feel free to contact us. We are available for you.
Thank you so much,
Asante
Chelsea.
Asachi.
People, it takes a lot to produce a genuine piece of leather product, from the farmer to the tanner to the person selling the hide, designer, and many others. That is why you have to support made in Kenya products to make businesses such as that of Nekoyta Leather a success. Many thanks for joining me, Ashley Asachi, and let's meet on another exciting episode next week, same time, same place.